As a member of the Golden Gate Lotus Club,
You're a member, right?
you like fast cars and probably racing, which means you might want to take the plunge and move up from autocrosses and track days to road racing.
And that most likely means racing with the SCCA.
Since I'm working on getting my own competition license with the SCCA, I thought I'd pass on some of what you'll have to do to get one. So let's get on with it. I forgot to put on my pawns device first. This is going to take a minute.
First, you're going to need a novice permit. On the website.
Which website?
Right. Either on your local SCCA region's website or on the national SCCA site, you'll find the steps you need to complete to get your permit. First, there's a permit application. It's pretty straightforward.
Fill it out.
You'll need a medical exam.
This is a specific exam for the SCCA. You're going to need to download the form and bring it with you to the physician.
There's kind of an oddity in the exam that has to do with a peripheral vision test. Some doctors don't do eye tests.
And even the ones who do probably don't do it the way the SCCA wants it done.
Don't worry though. There's instructions on the form for how to fill out the vision portion of the test. The rest of it's pretty much medical history and any conditions that you might have just filled out with your doctor.
Not that I had a doctor. So I went to my local Palo Alto Medical Foundation, made an appointment for a physical, brought the paperwork along, went through it with the doctor, took less than an hour.
Next, you'll need 2 passport photos.
Now this was needlessly confusing.
In one place, I read that I needed 2 passport photos.
In another place, it said to keep the photos to attach them to your novice permit when you got it.
In another place, it said one of the most common reasons for a delay in getting your permit is forgetting to send in the 2 passport photos.
And in yet another place, it said to bring the 2 photos to the driver's school.
So here's what I did. I got 4 passport photos. I sent 2 in with the application.
They kept one and attached the other one to the permit.
Then brought the other 2 to the driver's school just in case.
I didn't need them there.
So just get 2 passport photos and send them in with your application.
I guess.
Then you'll need a photocopy of both sides of your driver's license.
Oh, don't forget the money.
I sent my application in with overnight delivery and got the permit in a couple weeks. You can, though, send it to a special address with extra money and get it in a day or 2 if you're in a rush.
Like they say, don't leave this until the last minute. Besides a permit, they're also not going to let you on track without the required safety gear. Well, they won't let you out in a race car, but they might let you walk around. Maybe take a bike. You will need a helmet. It's kind of obvious. Make sure it has the proper SA rating. Head and neck restraint. These aren't cheap, so brace yourself. And that was a pun. Again, make sure it's got the proper SFI or FIA rating. And make sure you get one that will work at the correct angle for the seat of your car. Okay, let's see. Socks, shoes, gloves, fire suit. I have a recommendation here. When I got mine, I got one that met the minimum SFI rating. Because I spent all my money on a race car. That's fine, but if you get a single layer suit like I did, you're also going to need Nomex underwear. Whereas with a 3-layer suit, you don't need the underwear. When you add the price of the suit and the underwear, it's at least as much as one of the 3-layer suits. And with the 3-layer suit, you can take it off after you get out of the car and not be standing there in your weird white long johns. So consider that. You're also going to need a car. One of the reasons an SCCA school costs so much less than one of the other schools is that you have to provide the car, and the gas, and all the safety equipment. It can add up. The $600 or $700 for the school can easily turn into $2 or $3 grand by the time everything's paid for. You can rent one, and there's a very good reason to. But that's not as much fun as having your own car. We're going to come back to this. Since you bought a car, you're going to need to make sure that your belts and fire system are up to date. Don't forget the decals. Yeah. You'll need all the normal SCCA decals that the GCR lists, as well as an N on each side by the numbers and an orange square in the back to let people on track know that you don't know what you're doing. Then get your car tech inspected. You might be able to do this at the school, but don't. You don't want to risk missing out in the school because you got there and found out there was something not right with the car and it wasn't something you could fix out of town and without some special part or something. Or you could just rent a car. Now you've got your permit, a legal car, all the required safety gear. Next up is the SCCA licensing school. The school I did in the SFR region is a 3-day school with the addition of an online ground school and GCR and supplemental regulations tests done ahead of time. This isn't too complicated. Once you register for the school, they'll send you everything you need to complete. The online ground school is kind of like an online traffic school. It's not hard, and it's not designed to trip you up. At least not intentionally.
By this point, you've had some interaction with some SCCA folk, and they've probably told you a thing or two about the school.
Mostly about how busy you'll be and how you'll need crew around to help you.
Yeah, you can make it without a crew. It's possible everything will go right, and you won't have any problems. But more realistically, you're going to need a hand. The thing is, though, everyone there understands race cars and that they go wrong. And everyone there is helpful, and they're going to help you.
You really have no idea. These are the nicest people in the world, and somehow they all get together and put on races. This one lady walked up to me while I was sitting in the car on grid in the sun, hands me an umbrella and says, "I'm glad you're here."
People around you are going to have trouble too, and it's a lot nicer to be able to help because your car is taken care of than it is to be the one that always needs help from everyone else.
Remember that tip about renting a car? When you do, the place you rented it from takes care of it for you.
Car trouble is expected, but our school had makeup sessions in case you miss any of your regular ones. It's busy, but they make it doable.
The 3 days go something like this.
Early morning registration, get your gear teched, get a sticker for your car, meet your instructors, classroom, track drive arounds, 3 track sessions, each with a meeting afterwards.
Did I skip lunch? Yeah, that'll happen.
Next day, another drive around, 4 track sessions, each with meetings afterwards, and a few special meetings to get to know some of the special departments at the track. Next day, another drive around, 1 more track session, and then 3 races.
This is way more track time than you'd normally get at a race weekend, which means things are going to start to break in your car. Just don't be surprised what you find after the weekend.
Then, assuming you graduate, they give you a diploma, they sign off your permit, and you're all set to go racing in your region.
Now you just need 3 race weekends to qualify for a full license.
This means entering 3 different race events.
Doubleheaders don't count double.
After each of which you'll get your permit signed off.
You'll get instructions on this.
And then you can pay some more money and get your full competition license.
Could be more expensive. Could be flying.
The thing to remember is that the SCCA wants you to join them. So yeah, it's a lot to go through to get your license, but they're going to help you do it. And please do, because we really need some more Lotuses out there.